Hey everyone, Jamie here. Today I want to talk to you guys about the British Library, which was a place I went while I was in London. That was really cool. I unfortunately don't have any pictures because they have, I know, a photography thing because, you know, old documents are light sensitive, and so all of these were displayed in this dark room and they were just kind of individually lit. There was great ambiance and it was really cool. So they had copies of everything. They had handwritten lyrics by the Beatles. They had it was really neat. They had a copy of Brave New World from 1932, like one of the original copies, which is really cool because that was actually one of the books I read in London. There's a link here. You can see what I thought of it. I read it with two other girls that I write a blog with, Andy and Ario, on this blog called We Read Drinks. You guys should definitely check it out. And then one of the big things they have there is what you could probably argue is the most important written document in the Western world, if not the whole world, and it was the Magna Carta. And that was the document that said that kings have to obey the same laws as men. And right next to it displayed, they had the Pope's letter saying no, because the Pope at that time in Europe was kind of the king of kings, and there was a huge amount of tension between royalty and the Pope because they didn't have the what was it? Caesaropapism, so king before pope, that they had in Byzantine. Magna Carta was really cool. It was handwritten and it was really neat. The scribe that took it down actually had accidentally omitted some words and they're written in at the bottom. Really cool. And those ideas that the Magna Carta had, they led to pretty much the basic ideas that our society is based off of today, with that everyone obeys the same laws and no one's exempt, and it's brilliant and it needs to be read, especially in America, because there is a little bit of abuse of power going on amongst law enforcement and politicians and corporations. So everyone should read up on that. It was pretty cool. There was a copy of Beowulf from, gosh, about 1,000 years ago. And you can actually see on the edges where it was almost completely destroyed in a fire. They had a copy of Handel's Messiah in Handel's own hand, which is really cool, and it's kind of messy. You can see where he wrote in all his notes. There's a Gutenberg Bible, which was really neat. So Gutenberg Bibles were the first kind of Bibles to not really be written in Latin, which made it super accessible to the common people. The one they had was from 1455, and that led to a lot of the Reformation in Europe and people questioning the church because they could actually read the Bible and interpret it for themselves. They had a really cool document called the Codex Sinaiticus, and it was a copy of the Bible from 400, and it was really cool that we can trace something back that far and people can still read it and translate it. They had old Qurans and they had old, just so many old religious documents, and they were beautiful. You can see here in these pictures. And it was really cool because the people who wrote these things down and formed these books, these ideas were meant to last, and they were meant to last time, and they were a way to communicate beyond the immediate, beyond whom you were talking to, and beyond time. You could communicate with people 1,000 years later, which is awesome, and it's baffling, and it's really cool. So whenever you read a book, think about that. This author means for these ideas to last, to be communicated to a wide audience. Though sometimes it backfires. They had copies of Leonardo's, well, I guess they didn't have copies. They had Leonardo's notebooks, and one had an erased figure on it that is supposedly the David, and Leonardo clearly did not want that recorded, and yet here we are speculating about it now, 500 years later. So it was a really cool place, really cool setup. When you're in London, you should definitely go. They also have really cool seasonal displays. I went to one last time I was in London on Romanticism and how that in books has kind of led to modern horror movies and the whole history of it with Frankenstein and Dracula, and it was really cool. So if you're in London, go check it out, and I will see you guys next time.